Pisces.
Hello Pisces, this is your August astrology forecast for 2016, and this month we have a full lunar eclipse. That's going to take place August 18th, 25 degrees in Aquarius, which for you will land in your 12th house. That's the house that you rule. So subconsciousness, spirituality, your inner higher self, dream time, your creativity, all of those things here, karmically too. This is where the area of action is going to be. So when we have a full lunar eclipse, something typically is taken away from us or eclipsed out of our life. But don't you worry. The universe always knows best. And when it removes something, it will only remove those things no longer pertaining to our growth. All right. So it's something that's already served its purpose. And in that sense, it's creating a new room for new action to take place. And of course, we will see what that's going to do already by next month. So pay attention, watch your dreams, for example. If you are meditating, this could be a great day for you to sit down and meditate and try to pay attention internally, spiritually, what is going on with you here under the full length of that eclipse. That could be quite exciting. Write it down in your journal, those experiences, because trust me, a few months from now, a couple of years from now, when you go back and you reread it, it's going to be exciting. All right, so the focus elsewise here this month is in your 6th house for day-to-day routine, your health, and so forth. We have the sun, the new moon, and Venus here. So the sun essentially being you. It is now transiting through the sign of Leo. So it brings out the inner sunchild. You're wanting to have a little bit more fun this month as far as work goes. So I feel there could be a lot of creativity being expressed in this, but it's also you looking at your routines and maybe how you can shore them up, maybe in a different way. See, you had that of July with Venus there working for you in this area, especially those last 3 weeks or so. So here, coming into August, you only have another week before Venus is going to move into the area of relationships. So, but before I leave the 6th house communication here, what that means for you, the new moon will be on August 2nd, and it's 10 degrees in Leo. So whatever other planets you have in your chart at 10 degrees will also be infused and expanded upon this new moon. And that's always a time when we can see new beginnings, time to plant those seeds, right? So for you, if you start up a new workout regimen, I think that could be excellent for you. For those of you needing to drop a couple of pounds, great time for you, because the new moon will kickstart you, and it will have the power of a full year to be with you, to keep this routine going. Because how many times don't we start, and after a few days, maybe a week, it collapses. But if you start now, whether it is at the gym, doing workouts, or it is you dieting, you can stick to it because the roots, these seeds, are going to plant. So keep that in mind. But then Venus will move into the 7th house. So this is also a major focus here in your chart in August, as Mercury and Jupiter is already there. Jupiter has been here for a full year. So it's been expanding your network, contacts, people that you work with closely, one-on-one, as well as your partner in life. So those of you single, you still have some time while Jupiter is doing its magic for you. It will be moving into Libra in not too long, your 8th house. And Jupiter won't be back to this relationship area for another 12 years. So anything coming together as far as agreements, say between you, your significant other, or a partner, which could be in work, or it could be a broker, whatever it is. It could even be clients you work with closely one-on-one. The bonds that have been created now, this year, while Jupiter has been here, it will have the power to be with you for 12 years. So Venus is going to join in. Venus loves this area because why? Venus is all about love and romance, and now it's going to be able to express itself here and it will be joining up there with Mercury as well, and we have Jupiter there. So this is a month here, especially after that first week of August, you can come to see that this will be an area quite busy for you. If it comes down to money talks, both Venus and Jupiter also rule money, but it would be more money in partnerships or money in agreements between you and your significant other. That can come in to focus here in August, and especially when the sun will be catching up there at the very, very latter part of the month, then you'll see that the sun, being the essence of who you are, is also going to join into that party and have things start working for you. So expect things to pick up more speed. We have Mars now that is back on board. Mars was very slow as it was retrograding. When we start off here, top of the month, Mars is 29 degrees, the very last degree there in the sign of Scorpio. So it's given you all this extended long time for you to work, do research, do whatever it is that you've needed to do now to wrap it up, because Mars will now be joining into the 10th house of career. So watch your career pick up and have wings here in August. And the other good news, as we're speaking of career, is that Saturn is on your side. Saturn wants to see you succeed. And Saturn has been retrograde for X amount of months now, slowing things down. So you've just been doing what has needed to be done. You might not have felt as enthusiastic as you normally do, Pisces. But you know what? When Saturn wakes up there, August 13th, yes, it's going to take a little time to pick up speed because it's a big body having moved backwards. So you might not notice as much here in August, but in September you will see what it has done and will be doing for you. This is the height of your career for so many of you Pisceans, as Saturn takes 29 years before it returns to this area of career. So you really want to focus. Give it your all, right? Saturn is the mastery of your talents, your skills. It's the knowledge that you hold. And it also is attracting people in high places elsewhere that will want to reach out to you, want to work with you, and so forth. And Saturn now currently back to 9 degrees in Sagittarius. So when it turns, we still have all those degrees up to 29, or should I say 0 degrees into Capricorn. So we still have another 2 years where you're going to see how you're going to be working really hard at achieving those goals. And I know you will, because you are just very creative, Pisces. So, and you love to work. For you, work isn't work. Not if you're a true Piscean. True Pisceans won't never just labor and work. They would be miserable. Pisceans, for the most part, they work with what they love, what they desire, what they can create. That's so essential for you to find your happiness and balance of health and everything. So here, let's start at the top of the month, because we're starting off with a surprise, Pisces, and that is Venus and Uranus. They're in a beautiful alignment there, which for you, Venus being in the 6th house and Uranus for you in the 2nd house, that could be money news coming in. Or it could be an unexpected surprise coming from a loved one for you as well. But I'm thinking it might have to do with money, it might have to do with career, the two of them together. And that's because also the Sun and Saturn are in the same beautiful alignment, coming from your career into your daily routines and how you work. So these things coming together, I feel that you're opening up a new door. Maybe this is what you've been waiting for. And if you have been patient, maybe time hasn't been right, but here we go. As we start off at the beginning of August. Then we have on the 6th, we got a couple of things that need to be discussed with whoever it is in powers. This is Mercury and Saturn. They're not looking too good here eye to eye. So there's a discussion or a negotiation. And I feel that you could be pulling in opposite directions. It could have to do with the direction of where you want your project to go. It could have to do with money or splits of money. And I say splits of money because when we get that far, Venus is just about to come into that 7th house, having to do with partnerships. Venus ruling not just love, romance, but it could also be money. So since there's not a full agreement, it's more contractual is what I'm thinking. So if you're setting up a contract, think ahead. You're not just setting a contract for this week, this month, this coming year. This could be a long-lasting contract because when Saturn's involved, we always look at longevity, something that can last. So don't be too excited. And maybe you will be because suddenly doors are opening, you're getting all the feedback you need, and it's easy to jump because you've been waiting. However, though, this is so important that you don't end up being taken because of your beautiful gullibility, because you Pisces, you trust, and trust again. And then you don't understand when you get hurt down the road that somebody actually consciously knew about it and, yanked your chains there, right? So listen, if you're not too sure where it's going to go, and if it's a little heated here in your contract or money discussions, I'd say hold off a little bit later. To around the 10th, I feel clarity will come for you. Your communication is going to be that much stronger, pinpointed, still fair because you are a fair person, but you want fairness to also come your way. I see that you can be so clear in the way that you're communicating this, that whoever that tried perhaps maybe to manipulate and yank your chains can't really get away with it because you're making so much sense. You're calling them on it, but doing it in such a beautiful way that they might not even notice that you saw that, what they were in fact doing. Remember, we got that lunar eclipse in that 12th house too, and you are so very intuitive. So I think that you're seeing where they're coming from, even though they're trying to mask it. Good for you, Pisces. You see those things, don't you? Then they're on the 16th and 17th, Pisces. What wonderful days for you to mark on your calendar. This is because more good news, just like you had doors fling open for you there August 1st. On the 16th and the 17th, both. More good news. I feel that the engines are all firing up. And then there on the 17th, we've got Venus and Pluto in a beautiful alignment. Venus rules money, Pluto big money. This could be a money talk day. And why I say that, I want to get back to the romantic side of it too, because that definitely also holds its weight in gold. But it is because Venus now being in your 7th house and this Pluto in your 11th house, so it's partnerships, there's groups of people involved. 11th house is also your hopes and dreams, you working, and you could work singularly by yourself, but whatever help you're getting from somebody that you might partner with can expand this. So right now you're stronger in a team group effort, but the work that you're doing can go out to major, vast groups. Now this could indicate an income stream, so this might be a part of the project that you're working on, but you're loving it, and so is whoever is working with you. Venus and Pluto both rules love and passion, and Pluto's very passionate. So I'm feeling that this is a time where you could also just feel that you're getting deeply in touch with the inner roots, the essence of who you are, loving your job, loving what you're doing passionately, and that's also wherever success will follow. But also in a relationship, since it is the 7th house, we're looking at you and your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, husband, wife. Well, this is a very intimate and also very passionate day. So rule that, or circle that in on your calendar. Then we have, of course, this is what I've been a little bit excited about bringing to you, especially those of you Pisces that are working towards a specific goal and have been, maybe for the last few months. And even though you might have felt ready in your mind as far as where you wanted to take it, you might have needed to wait for outer circumstances. Maybe they weren't ready. to act upon or bring it up and initiate. So on the 24th, Mars now being in your 10th house for career, it is sharing the very same degree in the sky there with Saturn. Now Saturn is your goals, your aims, your ambitions, alongside with Saturn to actually give it longevity. Whatever agreement or contract or communication in the area of your career, well, not only will this infuse Mars in its 2-year cycle, it'll be 2 years till Mars comes back, knocks on this door again, but then Saturn will be long gone. It's going to be another 29 years. So when you have the two of them together in the area of your career, what does that say to you? What's your understanding? Well, the agreement, the achievement, what you're doing right now, it has the power to initiate, start, and expand through a period of 29 years of success. So you could see August, super, super important. This is on the 24th. We've just had that the lunar eclipse on the 18th that eclipsed something out of your life. Here is already the drawing of something new coming in, where your consciousness is going to be acting, pointing in a new direction. So maybe you needed to free up a lot of that space where you've been dragging a lot of the old ways and the old patterns with you. And then we have another conjunction on the 27th, and this is Venus and Jupiter. Venus being love and romance and money. Jupiter being the generous planet, right? The big giver. And it's also very enthusiastic. So when we have these two together, there's expansion in the areas of love, romance, money. This is coming to you together alongside with a partner. 7th house energy. So this is one of the luckiest days in the year. You might want to do a little dollar lottery or something here on this day. Who knows, you might win, right? So, but don't think about that it's just winning. This could definitely be something that you've been working for and working towards, Pisces. But it's also a day to celebrate, whether weddings or engagements, the birth of a child, anniversaries, that kind of thing, because whatever starts and initiates under a conjunction, it will have the power to expand for that full cycle of both Venus, but then also for Jupiter. So we love, love, love these days, and I love that the month is ending on this note, because why? It sets us up for what we can expect in September, which there will be a lot of great news there for you. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe so you get your September forecast.